Our whole house, everybody's phone just started screaming. All right, Beckhart's still trying to get in. Not quite working. What else are we missing? There's Jack. Jason Oliver doesn't have to worry about it. You're not going to know if you're going to have to swim because you won't have a phone to tell you. You can't look out the window and see that sweating. All right, I am going to share the screen. You have another big fat warm up, just one of them. Class until 29. So go ahead and update your keyboarding tracker as soon as you finish, and you will be done. And you will get a zero. You will get a 100 for the week for that if you can just type for 3 minutes and write down what you get. Hey, little brother.
Hi.
Hey. You have class today?
Yeah,
You do.
I was.
Cool. Sweetness. All right, while y'all are typing, I'm going to read. Not a lot to read out here today because we are going to finish up our assignment from Tuesday. We're going to all try to stay on the internet today. I know it's crazy. And then the last 10 minutes of class, we're going to review our final theme spreadsheet assignment. So I'm going to let y'all work on the one we started on Tuesday, which was the backward spreadsheets, which everybody should have already finished the notes already. You can go ahead and turn those in. And the notes and the backward spreadsheets are due. The notes and the backward spreadsheet are due Sunday by midnight. Okay, so don't forget about those. So I'm going to let you have. I only have one person who's turned in their backward spreadsheet, and I told you would have today to work on it. So if you weren't finished, that's no big deal. But Jace Oliver, yours looks awesome. It looks really good. So you can go ahead and start looking over. I went ahead and put the final theme spreadsheet assignment in classwork. So it's already out there for you guys to look at. So when you do finish the backward spreadsheet, I'm going to let y'all work. And then when you finish, if you have any questions, let me know. And then when you finish, you can go ahead and turn it in. And you can go ahead and start looking at the next assignment. I went ahead and put it out there. The reason why I put in, man, this is going to be a slow day. The reason why I went ahead and put it out there, because, normally I wait until the next week to put the new assignment, but I went ahead and put it out there because that one's probably going to take some thought. And so there's a lot of stuff I'm asking for in this project, and we only have next week to do it. So that way, if you start today, you'll have the weekend to sort of think about it. And if you want to go back and look at your Prezi that you made for your theme, or look at the your logo, and think about some things that you can do, your brochure, because that really has the most information. If you want to go back and look at that, you can start thinking about what you might want to put in your spreadsheet. So our next assignment will be that. But we're going to go over that the last 10 minutes of class together. But if you finish with your backward spreadsheet and you go ahead and turn it in, you can go ahead and start looking at that. All right, and again, notes and backward spreadsheet are going to be due. Advanced uses of charts are your notes, and the backward spreadsheet is the one where you have to work backwards to come up with your spreadsheet that goes with the chart from the notes, okay? So we started that on Tuesday, so you should already have that in your Google Drive. But we are going to work on that. I think I started a fake one. And then I'm going to stop you guys at about 10:40, and we're going to go over that that rubric for your final project. So from now until 10:40, you guys are working on your backward spreadsheet. So if you have any questions, let me know. I can't, yeah, everything's reloading. So, oh, that was the other one I made. So for the backward spreadsheet, you're going to need to have that spreadsheet open with the 4 tabs at the bottom. And then you'll need to look at the charts on slide 28 of our PowerPoint. And it looks like I only have 4 people that have turned the notes in. So I thought everybody was just about finished with those. So if you do finish the charts today, if you need to go back in and finish your notes, you need to do that today too. Get those turned in. Oops, wrong one. So really, when you get to slide 28, you're just sort of looking at the numbers, looking at what your X and Y axis are, and then just start typing in that spreadsheet and see what you get. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'm going to let you guys work on this until about 10:40. Joshua Rivera, you should be watching the videos before you come to the next class. Jackson Kinlow, this is what we did all class period on Tuesday. So you were here for that. Rivera, what we did was we went through on Tuesday, we went through this entire PowerPoint and they took notes, and then it wasn't a whole lot, it was just like 1 page. And then the last thing that you're gonna do is take this slide 28 and you are gonna look at each one of these charts. I've got a pie chart, I've got a line chart, a stacked bar, and a column chart. And you're gonna take the backwards spreadsheet and you are gonna look at each one of those charts and you are gonna fill out the information for that pie chart, for example, right here. So whatever went in that pie chart, you are going to type it into the spreadsheet. So you look at the chart and then you work backwards to decide what goes in the spreadsheet. And you do the same thing for the line chart, the stacked bar, and the column. So you basically just look at these charts and figure out how to turn them back into a spreadsheet. You work backwards. That's why they're called backwards spreadsheets. So like for the first one, that's the easiest one. I'm starting you off easy. It's just music sales by genre. You've got classical, country, rock, and hip hop, and then you've got to put in the percentages. So just look at the information and then make your spreadsheet based off of that. Does that make sense, Rivera and Jackson?
Makes sense.
Okay, good. I'll play some more. If I can get YouTube to work, I'll play some more thinking music for you guys. Sorry, Cat, you can't go outside. You're gonna get washed away.
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good, no,
If y'all want me to check them, I can. I've got access to them, so if you want me to look at them. And you don't have to make, once you make the spreadsheet, you don't have to make the chart to go with it, but that's the best way to check to make sure you got it right, is to just highlight what you typed and put it into a line chart or, you know, whichever one, and see if you got it right, or at least close to it anyway. We're playing horseshoes with this one. If we get close, we're going with it. And if you didn't finish the notes, I would work on that later because you don't need me for that. I would work on the backward spreadsheet now. And then that way, if you need me, you can ask me any questions. The notes you can finish anytime. How about you? The stack bar, it's one of the options under, let me try on this one. When you make it, it's probably going to automatically make you a column chart. And then once you do, once it makes the column chart, you just go over to the chart editor. Once you click on the chart, that chart editor pops up and you can change it to a stack bar right there. And I know I messed y'all's up where I put it where y'all couldn't copy it the first time. So if y'all have, because if y'all made one on your own and made a copy, y'all will have to attach it when you turn it in. So don't forget to do that. But those of you that use the other one that just says backward spreadsheet, I mean, I can see what you have for that one, but then still just make sure that you hit turn in on that and your notes by Sunday. And if you look at one and you don't understand it, like, you know, like any, I mean, they look like it's too much information, just start typing stuff in, like, you know, this would be your title, these are the two places. Just start typing in your numbers and see, sort of see what you get. Oh, lost the mic. All right, I'm gonna stop y'all. I hope y'all are done, close to it anyway. Again, like I said, we're just looking for something that's close. That's what we're doing. So just want you to think through how those charts are created. So if you didn't finish the notes or or filling in yet those spreadsheets, just do that real quick for homework and get it turned in by Sunday, okay? And the notes were fairly simple, so just make sure you hit turn in Google Classroom. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about, and we still have 10 minutes, so if it doesn't take 10 minutes, you guys can go back to working on that. But the next thing we're going to talk about is our final spreadsheet project. So we're going to get this done starting today, and then that way you'll have some time to think about it, and then we'll do that next week. So I'm going to show you some examples next week too, but I want y'all to sort of think about it first, sort of think about what you could do. And then I have a spreadsheet out there, and then I have that's just, you know, basic information for you to use for a spreadsheet. I just have, like, you know, a fake one out there, but then you'll use you'll add a sheet and use that for yours. All right. So if you look under the instructions, instead of doing a rubric for this one, I just have a Google Doc made up. And again, you're going to use your theme. So whatever we did in the beginning for your Prezi that we created, your brochure, your Google drawing, where you made your logo, that's what we're going to use this for. So based off of your portfolio theme that you did in the beginning, you are going to create 2 spreadsheets, and they need to be saved in the same file. So like a sheet 1, sheet 2. These sheets will need to be renamed and color coded at the bottom. Whatever your sheet's about, that's what you're going to name it. The data that you're going to need, some examples of spreadsheets are like inventory, a budget, payroll, sales, etc. Each spreadsheet will need to have at least 3 formulas and 3 functions. So I have some examples here of formulas. I have some examples of functions. You have to have at least 3 of each. All right. Copying formulas down or across doesn't count as multiple formulas. So you need to have like 1 sum, 1 count, 1 average, things like that. One of the formulas on one of the spreadsheets needs to be an absolute reference. So on only one of them needs to be absolute, where you have to copy it down and your information stays in the same cell. So only one time you'll have to do that, not on both sheets, just one. All right, so those are all your formulas and functions you'll need to have. Formatting, once you put all your data in there and you have all your formulas and functions, then you can start formatting it. Titles need to be merged and centered. Subtitles need to have wrap text like we did before. You'll need to have 3 different types of font. At least one cell needs to be rotated. You're going to use colors at your discretion. It needs to be professional. You can use the same colors that you used in your brochure, you know, whatever you want to kind of keep with the same theme. Both spreadsheets will need conditional formatting, which we did last week, where we color in the bar, in the columns, and then format all currency to 2 decimal places with $signs. And then you are going to sort by one of your columns, and you need to let me know which one you've sorted by. So that's just the formatting stuff. You also have to communicate your data. You're going to need to make a chart. You can also use I definitely want you to use your logo that you made in the beginning. And you can just insert it in there just like you normally do. When you put a picture into a Google Doc, you do it the same way in a Google Sheet. So your logo will need to be there. Any organizational charts that you've made, you can use WordArt, which is under Google Draw, anything to better communicate your ideas. So you need to have at least one chart for each spreadsheet. And for example, like line shows trends, column compares data, stacked bar compares data to the whole, and pie chart shows percentages. So you need to have at least one chart on each spreadsheet. And then your theme name needs to be somewhere on your spreadsheet. So whatever you came up with for your name of your company or your hobby or whatever, you need to have that on your spreadsheet somewhere. It can be in the title, you know, at the bottom, in your chart, wherever. So be creative and professional and make sure you've got everything in this document. This is not going to be due until Sunday, November 22nd by midnight. And we'll just sort of reevaluate that next week and sort of see where you guys are by Thursday of next week. Because you know that the following week is Thanksgiving, and that's where we have that makeup day. So I might, depending on how far y'all get, because I want this to be good. This is going to go on your e-portfolio, so I want it to be good. And I want it to represent what you created in the beginning. So I want it to be something that you're proud of and that you can put out there for people to see. So if you're not finished by Sunday, we may push that back until that Tuesday before Thanksgiving. All right, that only took me 5 minutes. Do y'all have any questions about that at all? All right, so that's your next project. And again, the reason why I put it out there early is just because I wanted you guys to think about it over the weekend and think about what you could create in your spreadsheet. And you have to make sure you follow that rubric, because that's what I'm going to use to grade everything by in that Google Doc. But y'all still have 4 minutes. Y'all can finish up your notes or your backward spreadsheet. It's up to you. But if y'all have already turned it in, you are free to go.
Bye.
Spec Heart, you have any questions for me?